All right, let's take it apart. What's going on, everyone? I hope you're having an awesome day so far, and welcome back to another episode of Chuck's Customs. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. The episode, or series really, that I have been procrastinating on as long as I possibly can. I can't procrastinate anymore. I gotta move forward. As we all know, Bessie has a bit of a rust problem. Like, it's everywhere. Even the replacement panels that I've replaced rustier stuff with also have rust on them. Now, I know in the past I've said that I love the fact that she's a rat rod, and I do. Don't get me wrong. That is not what this is about. Plus, I know a lot of people aren't going to be happy about it, but from day one that I bought the truck, that was my sole intention for it. Like, even before the come and swap was a thought in my head. When I bought the truck, I thought, wow, it's so rusty, and I can actually afford this one. How awesome would it be if I restored it to like show truck condition? So like I said, I know some of you are going to be mad. Sorry. I'm going to do what makes me happy. And I know a lot of other people are going to be happy that I'm doing it because I've had a ton of requests about film the bodywork when you do it. So we're going to make a nice little series out of it. So whether you like the idea of her being a rat rod, or you like the idea of her being a nice, clean, beautiful resto mod, regardless, I've got a ton of really big plans for Bessie in the future. The bodywork is not nearly the tip of the iceberg for what we're going to be doing with Bessie. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and get right into the meat and potatoes of the episode and start taking her apart.
Start it up.
Do you ever wish that you could like go back in time and say, hey, I should set up my camera so I can record this? Because I tell you, man,
I sure do sometimes. I tell you.
Yep, kind of dropped the ball on that one. I had my camera all set up, ready to go. I was just gonna bring it outside a little bit when everyone was here, because I had a bunch of people come over to help me. I've been planning it for a few days. And when everyone got here, I was just so excited and I lost track of my thoughts, and by the time the cab was halfway in the garage, I remembered, oh, I should probably have been recording this. Now, in case... But that's okay, because at the end of the day, the cab is off the truck. Now we can actually finally see what all needs to be done. Look at that tunnel. Oh, God. When this bodywork was done, it was rushed and done from the inside of the cab, which caused the outside, no matter how good I made the inside look, the outside was going to look like garbage. And even when we make the inside look good, it's going to get covered up someday anyway. So I don't care what the inside really looks like. I care what the outside looks like. I'm going to cut all of this out. We're going to replace it with bigger panels instead of these little tiny pieces that you see all over the place. It's going to resemble the same shape because this is what the engine fits in. But it's going to be rounded and nicely curved and formed into place. Because that's how every natural body line is on this truck. It's rounded. It's smooth. It's not sharp and pieced together. So with that being said, we're going to get rid of that. We're going to fix this. We're going to fix this big time. We're going to fix this, this, and this. This is good. But everything leading up to it is obviously horrible. And then on top of that, we have the typical rust. Like this cab support here is pretty much gone. This cab support is completely jerry-rigged together. Did a horrible job putting that together. The cab corners are completely gone. Those need to be replaced. There's still a lot of holes in the floor that we need to get rid of. So we're gonna go ahead and patch that. Gonna patch the kick panels or rocker panels, whatever you wanna call them. This right here, especially this right here, as well as this right here. That right there, and all of this. Surprisingly, the back is in fantastic shape. That's why I have it laying on the back, because I don't have to do anything back there right now. And also, it's easier access to the floor and the firewall. And then naturally, we're gonna see what we can do with the top. Thankfully, it's all really solid metal. It's just really pitted. So we're gonna do our best to get rid of that. And then when we paint it, we'll be using filler primer. So yeah, like I said, we have a lot of work to do. I know it kind of goes against my style of video making, but I'm not going to be doing it like a tutorial or how to do it at home type thing, mainly because I am not qualified in any way, shape, or form, nor am I good enough to be teaching other people how to do it. So yeah, there are much more qualified people that you can learn from. So with that being said, enjoy the show. Ooh, that's nice. You know, honestly, I think we made a lot more progress in this episode than I was honestly expecting. I know we didn't really finish everything up. Like, there's this down here that needs to be done, and this up here, and obviously into the trans tunnel and everything, but that will all get dealt with at some point. But for now, we got the whole passenger side floor, the cab support, the rocker panel or kick panel or whatever you call it, at least the inner portion. And then we also got this done as well. So I'm pretty happy with it. I think that's all we're going to be able to fit in this episode, unfortunately, though. But real quick before I go, because I know I'm going to have questions about it. Turn up the brightness. So as you may have noticed, I only did tack welds in some areas, but then other areas I ended up welding completely solid. Like that, and this one here, and all of these down here. The reason for that is because every solid weld would have direct effect on the interior of the cab. Whereas everything that's tack welded is just for exterior and support and placement and all that stuff. So this piece, this doesn't affect the interior integrity of the cab. So this just gets tack welded. Whereas this strip right here, this directly affects in here. So if it was just tack welded, you'd be able to see right through all the spots that weren't solid. Same with down here, obviously. And all up in there, you can't really see because of the light. But yeah, in case you're wondering why some areas are tacked and others are solid welded, that's why. Oh my gosh, I look awful with this bright light. So, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and show that thumbs up button some love. If you didn't like what you saw, or you have questions or concerns, let me know in the comments section. I'd love to hear from you guys. And as always, if you want to see how this turns out, you got to make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. So, again guys, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time on another episode of Chuck's Customs.